wanted to take the next step of our franchise for MX vs ATV Reflex, and so instead of just kind of rebadging what we did before, we started over. We have a brand new physics engine, we have a new control scheme, we have a new rendering and terrain engine that does real-time deformation. Visually, everything is just huge now, so we really kind of just started over and made it what it really needs to be for an off-road game. We do have bikes and ATVs, of course, and we also have some off-road vehicles, trucks and buggies and UTVs as well that have their own race format and can race against each other as well. Well, traditionally for our games, we end up making a really big game. We've done that again, and so there's pretty much any kind of mode for anybody. We have freestyle for tricks, we have racing supercross nationals, we have races that encompass all the vehicles, we have free riding where you can kind of pick up and play lots of different things. So there's really a lot of different modes to do in the game. You won't be bored. Well, one of the new ones is Omnicross, and that's kind of circuit-based throughout a whole big world, and that's where you kind of pick your weapon, whether you want a truck or a bike or a buggy or UTV or what have you. We have our traditional events, the Supercross and Nationals, and really just kind of looked at all of our courses and rethought with our new physics and our terrain deformation how they need to be. That means that not only visually does it look like you've drove through the dirt, but you're actually in the dirt now. It actually really deforms it, affects the physics, puts the dirt somewhere instead of just making it disappear magically. And on top of that, it stays around. So you can see it where you've gone. If you go to the other end of the world and free ride and come back, you can see where you've ridden. The big part of that is when you're in a race, is that when you're going from lap to lap, the track's always changing, lines are opening up, they're going away. You're having to deal with the different lines that other people are racing, so it's going to be a different experience online versus different AI difficulty. I mean, all aboard. So there's going to be the same track, but many different experiences that go with that. So we set out to introduce what it really means to ride a bike and or ATV. So you control the bike or the ATV separately from how you control the rider. So one is steering the vehicle, the other one is controlling the weight of your rider, and it actually really is tied into the physics. So to do wheelies, you're leaning your rider back, pushing forward, and if you lean into a turn, for example, the bike will be a little bit more slippery and kind of hook around the turn easier. On top of that, there's the wreck avoidance. There's no more of these mystical wrecks anymore. Now you can actually save a wreck in some cases. Basically, the harder you hit, the quicker you have to react, but it keeps you in the race or it keeps you in the event. The last part of the reflex system is the stunt system, and it's really fluid. It uses the right stick, and just some simple motions get you pulling stunts right away. So it's all tied into this whole big system that's really easy to pick up and play, but if you really dig into it, there's a lot there. Well, we looked at our AI compared to last game for this one, and if anybody remembers from last game, we probably had, I think, 15 or 300 different AI settings as far as how hard they could get. We really simplified it down just to 3, and you can, whatever you get matched again, you will feel like that's where you should be. They use the same system as well, so you are going to see them make mistakes. You're going to see them sliding around corners, scrubbing jumps. A lot of us at Rainbow actually really ride and race motocross and ATVs and stuff. So that's kind of where our physics engine started, was in my garage and with our physics programmers and engineers. And we want to go that route of making what it's really supposed to be and then adding all the fun stuff on top of it. So you're actually going to feel like what it's like to drive an ATV, what it's like to drive a bike or drive some of these other vehicles. MX vs ATV Reflex is going to be on the 360, the PS3, the Nintendo DS, and the PSP, and it's coming this holiday. And we're super pumped to have everybody go check it out and get off-road for real this time.